Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. Your key to the week this week is the Devil card. So, my dear Librans, are you ready to stop getting in your own way? When this card shows up, it very often highlights to us where we are misusing something, where we're really tied to something unconsciously, potentially. It can represent addictions and obsessions. Now, in all of these areas of your life, this might be a week where you are forced to really acknowledge how you are or are not showing up and what the root cause of that might actually be. The good thing about the Devil card is this can show us where it is that we really need to lean into something, or where it is that we need to put not more time and effort, but it's like where we get obsessed about something, but you know, like in the really healthy way. So this really, for me, in a lot of ways, suggests that this week you could see where it is that you've been leaning in hard, where you've been going hard, and you might start to see some results. However, at what point does really hard work start to, you know, stop being hard work and start actually being of detriment? So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. I thought I dropped one then. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So when it comes to your money, your finances and your resources this week, you know, we're edging towards the holidays, so I totally get it. But this could be a week where maybe you overspend, or where maybe you are being told that an investment is more than it is. What I mean by that is if somebody is telling you like, yeah, you should put all your money into this, do more research on that. Another way that this could show up for you as well, this could be where you really do kind of check yourself when it comes to poor spending habits, right? This might be a week where something is highlighted to you, either from somebody else, or maybe it comes directly from within you, where you're kind of like, you know what, I'm actually being very wasteful with my money at this moment in time. So get a handle on that. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Three of Pentacles. So this is actually kind of cool, especially because you've got this with the Devil card. So that's a double hit of Capricornian energy, which suggests that this week you could be having some conversations that really help you get ahead. It is going to be a moment of honesty. I got to be honest with you, whatever this financial issue is, I kind of feel like it's already too late. So this might be, let's say this week you put money into something, it's not necessarily a great investment, maybe you've overspent on it. And it's kind of like, okay, well, I can't really undo this now, but I can create some much better strategies moving forward to get past it. I will say to you, across the board, however you are employed or not, this is a week to be very wary of gossip. Especially because it's like this could be one of those weeks where if you walk in the poo, you're going to end up bringing it in the house, right? So just be mindful of that. Now, when it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this does suggest for a lot of you that maybe your studies or your focus on your studies has been a little bit lacking recently, and this could be where you're trying to double down. Now, if you've got things like I don't know if anybody does, but if you've got things like end of year tests, etc., suddenly cramming for it, I mean, it's better than doing nothing. But this would be a really good week for you to build a solid strategy for the new year at being better when it comes to your schooling. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, again, watch out for, you know, bad talk, watch out for, just don't get involved in any of it this week, because it could be stuff that ends up going a lot longer than you would like. On a more positive note, that Three of Pentacles with the Devil card could see a big project that you're working on. Now you're kind of starting to really get into it. You could start seeing, maybe not necessarily the progress, but you could start to really see the overall shape that it's going to take. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, I think you're an air sign, right? You're the cardinal air sign. So often it's kind of forward only. This week you do want to tap more into your air-like nature. If you're a business owner, this does suggest you could be being a little bit too rigid about the way that something needs to happen. Find a way to adjust and adapt here. I think you'll get way more out of it. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, look, if you've got extra time, this is a good week to get really serious about your finances, your money, and your resources. What is a frivolous purchase, or what are you paying for that just, it doesn't really have that same weight anymore? This would be a really good time to get a hold of those kinds of things. And if you're open and willing to having the conversations around this stuff, I actually think you could come up with a really amazing strategy. So before we get to your love and relations, if you haven't got your winter solstice seat yet, what are you waiting for? You can get that on the link in the description box below. Tarot, astrology, numerology, human design, and future life progression. There's me, there's going to be 2 of my amazing guests. I really can't wait for this. I love it. This is like the 5th year that I'm running this event. It's become a perennial for a lot of people at this point, and that really humbles me. So if you have been there and you're going to be there, love you loads. And if you haven't got your seat yet, you know what to do. For your love and relations, you have the 8 of Cups. Okay, so for those of you that are single, I actually think that you could be looking at where money, finances, resources, and potentially intelligence, or not intelligence, and where knowledge or lack of knowledge has previously contributed to hard situations within relationships. For a select few of you, those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you could start to see a little bit of a divide in your relationship this week when it comes to the intellectual understanding around certain things. So it's not to say that you're suddenly going to wake up and realize that your partner isn't intelligent. It's not that at all. There seems to be a gap here, whether this is that you've had more training, you've got more knowledge, or vice versa, it's the other way around. There's going to be, this week, it kind of suggests to me that there's like not just a difference of minds, but there is a difference of opinions, and that difference becomes largely because of your different histories, but also because your outlooks are very, very different. And so this week you're going to have to find a way to really navigate this. Sometimes there's no point in arguing with somebody that doesn't have maybe not the intelligence, but the knowledge that you have. It's like having a go at someone, I don't know. It's like, it would be like me going up to let's say my partner, I don't have one, but let's say my partner was a structural engineer, and, we're arguing about something, and the argument is about whether, I don't know, Venus in Taurus is a better placement than Venus in Cancer. I have that knowledge. That other person doesn't have that knowledge. How can I get angry or annoyed with them when our skill sets are completely different? There's something this week where maybe you have to check yourself off your high horse and kind of accept, okay, well, I'm more well versed in this area and my significant other isn't. I kind of feel like as well, this may be about money and finances for some of you, and it may be about your spending habits. Maybe a partner pulls you up on this and you try to weasel your way out of, being in trouble or in the doghouse by trying to give up some elaborate reason. Is it really worth it? Just take it on the chin. For your money and materials, you have the 4 of Pentacles. So this would be a week to save. This would be a week to really get on top of your finances, your money. There's going to be a lot of conversations about this kind of thing. The 3, the 4, and the 5 of Pentacles, right? That's a lot of earth. Plus with the Devil card, you've got a little bit of water here, but that 8 of Cups, this might be a week to agree to disagree in some area, especially when it comes to money. If it is that something is kind of pointed out to you, before you try to protest it and wrap the other person up in lots of words and all the rest of it, take a minute to ask yourself why it's bothering you so much. If you are, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the 4 of Pentacles, especially because you've got the Devil card here, something that you are overindulging on this week could end up causing havoc, and may, potentially, touch wood, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anything. All I'm telling you is what can possibly come up in the cards. This could be something like gallstones, and down to things that you are overindulging on. Another way that this could show up as well is your physical body, your bones, and your structure may really be highlighted here. And I wonder if this is, like certain things that we eat or ingest or whatever, like smoking, these things are really bad for your skeleton. So there might be something that you're eating or ingesting, or some substance that you're using that is actually really not good for your bone density. go and see a doctor, go and see a medical professional and ask them, you know, if you feel like something's going on. For your home and environment, the Four of Pentacles is a nice card for home, but it does suggest that it's almost like if you want things to move forward, especially if you're already in a relationship, or you want to invite one in, there are things that you can't get around. Air likes to go around things, it likes to go over things, you know, it will find any space that it can. This week you don't have that luxury, you just have to plant your feet and face what's in front of you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I hope that you find a way to traverse this week and have it be, you know, a little bit lighter than it seems to be. But this is a lot of Earth, which is very opposite energy to Libra. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.